How to be a good listener on a date. When it comes to dating, many people focus on how they look, what they'll say, or how to impress the other person. However, one often overlooked skill is the ability to be a good listener. Being a good listener not only makes your date feel valued, but also helps you build a meaningful connection. Here are some practical tips on how to become an active and engaged listener on a date. 1. Be present in the moment. To be a good listener, you need to give your full attention to your date. It can be tempting to check your phone or let your mind wander, but these distractions send the wrong message. Show that you're fully present by maintaining eye contact, nodding occasionally, and offering verbal affirmations like "I see" or "That's interesting." These signals indicate that you are genuinely engaged in what your date is saying. 2. Ask open-ended questions. Instead of sticking to yes or no questions, try asking open-ended questions. This gives your date the opportunity to share more about themselves and steer the conversation towards topics they are passionate about. For example, instead of asking, "Do you like your job?" you could say, "What do you enjoy most about your work?" Open-ended questions encourage deeper discussions and show that you care about their thoughts and experiences. 3. Practice active listening techniques. Active listening is a skill that involves more than just hearing words. It's about fully understanding the message behind them. Paraphrasing and summarizing your date's words is a great way to demonstrate active listening. For instance, if your date shares a story about a recent trip, you can respond with, "It sounds like that was a really exciting adventure. How did it feel to try something new?" This technique not only confirms that you're listening, but also keeps the conversation flowing naturally. 4. Be curious, not judgmental. Sometimes, conversations may touch on topics where your opinions differ. It's essential to remain open-minded and curious rather than dismissive or judgmental. Instead of shutting down ideas that you disagree with, try to explore them by asking questions such as, "What makes you feel that way?" or "How did you come to that conclusion?" This shows that you respect their point of view, even if it's different from your own, fostering a more relaxed and open dialogue. 5. Listen for feelings, not just facts. Good listening involves tuning in to the emotions behind the words. Pay attention to how your date expresses themselves. Their tone of voice, body language, and choice of words can give clues about their emotions. For example, if they talk about a stressful situation at work, respond empathetically by acknowledging their feelings. "That sounds really tough. It must have been overwhelming." This kind of empathetic listening shows that you care about how they feel, which strengthens emotional connection. 6. Avoid interrupting or offering unsolicited advice. Interrupting your date or jumping in with solutions can make them feel unheard. If they share a problem, resist the urge to offer advice unless they explicitly ask for it. Sometimes, people just want to be heard and validated. A good listener allows space for the other person to express themselves fully before responding. Practice patience, and let your date finish their thoughts before you offer your perspective. 7. Show appreciation for what they share. When someone opens up on a date, it's often a sign of trust. Make sure to acknowledge and appreciate their willingness to share, especially if the topic is personal or meaningful. A simple "Thank you for sharing that with me" can go a long way in making your date feel comfortable and respected. 8. Follow up on previous conversations. A thoughtful way to show you've been listening is by following up on topics discussed in previous dates or conversations. Asking, "How did that presentation at work go?" or "Did you ever try that new restaurant you mentioned?" demonstrates that you remember details about their life, signaling genuine interest in them as a person. Conclusion. Being a good listener on a date takes practice, patience, and genuine curiosity. By staying present, asking meaningful questions, and listening with empathy, you create an environment where both you and your date feel heard and understood. Developing these listening skills not only improves your chances of building a connection, but also lays the foundation for healthy communication in future relationships. After all, a great date isn't just about saying the right things, it's about making the other person feel seen and valued through attentive listening.